Welcome back, everybody. This is Eric here with Iraq Veteran 8888. Today we're going to be taking a look at a great budget optic from Primary Arms, and this is the SLX MD-25. That's a mouthful, but these little guys are about 169 bucks. They have a 50,000 hour battery life, lots of great functionality built into them, but what a great little setup, man. They're night vision compatible, so you have a night vision mode that you can set, adjustable brightness, 2032 battery, so a very common battery type. The caps that they use on these little guys have the little tools for adjusting built right into the top of them, which is really, really handy. They come with some different height scope mounting options. Now I've got the super low profile mount on this particular AK here, but they do offer a couple of higher options for risers. So they come pretty much ready to mount on just about anything you want out the gate. It's a nice compact setup that puts me right into the line of like an Aimpoint M5 comp, you know, really small type of setup, which I like. This particular optic is sitting in an RS Regulate AK305 mount, or 303, I'm sorry. This is a very low profile AK mount, and honestly, this is one of the best mounts in the industry. The mount actually costs more than the optic, but that's okay. I'm not gonna tell anybody. Well, I guess I just told you guys, but that's okay. All right, now we thought it would be really fun to pair it with this AK because this is my old Sega. This is a 545 Sega. And I'm not gonna go into a ton of details, but I added a folding stock mechanism with an ace stock on it and an MD Arms folder, and you just cut the rear of the tang off and put that on there. Magpul Mo AK grip is a Chattanooga Shooting Sports slotted forend, okay, a round forend, and they have to use their proprietary rail systems, but I do have a rail on it. But really cool gun, two-chamber Tapco brake, 545 by 39. Let's take some shots. This is a real basic $169 red dot, and we are going to have this AK pitting the ace all the way out to 300 yards. My buddy Mike at Mr. Guns and Gear has absolutely beat these optics to heck and back, and they have held up really good. I thought it'd be cool to check some out, and I've been using this particular one and playing with it. 50,000 hour battery life for 169 bucks. I can't think of much that you really need. I mean,
it's a long time
for the money, man. Fantastic. All right, let's try it out.
All right, remember you got a battle sight 0, so you'll have to aim a little bit low at further ranges.
All right.
Yep.
$300.
Send it.
Man, you know, this AK has always performed pretty good. It is a pencil barrel AK, so it's not a very heavy barrel profile, but even as it starts to warm up, it doesn't string that bad. I do really like this rifle a lot, and this is a really great optic pairing for a rifle like this. I think back when these things were originally imported, I think I paid like $279 for the base rifle. So when you wind up having a $200 RS Regulate mount, it's like I pay almost as much for the mount as I did for the rifle originally. But I will say these mounts are fantastic. They are absolutely one of the best AK mounts that you can get. And they come in a wide variety of different configurations too, depending on what you want to mount on here. You don't have to go with a pick rail top. He does make different tops that you can put on this mount that'll work with a wide variety of different optics to mount directly to the plate, so you can get that bore axis, or that axis of that scope, even lower to the bore alignment. All right, and you get, you know, less of that chin weld, okay, on that. All right, we're gonna take a couple more shots. I dig these little red dots. The way that I've got it set up right now, it's dialed up at about half the brightness setting. I'm gonna go ahead and dial it up all the way to 11. The knob goes to 11. And even on 11, it's not overpowering. And over the whole range of brightness settings, it's very, you get like a lot of adjustability between the top end of the brightness and the lowest end. So you can really dial it in just right. I'm gonna try dialing down to 5. I had it set to 6. I'm gonna dial down to 5 to get that dot even tinier. And I'm gonna see if I can shoot that 8-inch popper down there at 300 yards. Oh boy, yeah, 300 yards away. This is, okay, I'm starting to see the folly that's about to take place here, but that's okay, we're gonna try it. Chad, you're gonna have to help me spot here.
All right, can you even see that target, or does it blend in?
I can barely see it.
All right. All right, so you're about a foot over the top.
You got it.
Yep. All right, good elevation, you're just left. All right, you skimmed off the bottom of him. Just to the right of the post. You got him on the low side. Got it. You're favoring around the low side, come up about half a plate width, if you can see that. Oh, you're scaring him.
It's so difficult to see that little that little popper all the way from here.
Oh, you got that shadow down there to contend with too.
Yep.
You're going off the edge like an inch away from the plate. Favoring under the plate at 6 o'clock.
Man, look, when you get that optic dialed down really low, especially with the way that we have the battle sight 0 on this thing set up, you know, we zeroed it for like 25 yards. So it's spot on up close. So for that personal protection range, you know, right on top of you, personal defense, you know, your immediate bubble, it's great. I mean, it's right on the money. And then at long range, it just lofts them right in there at 300, which is great. That's kind of where we like to run our red dots, because it just keeps everything nice and simple. Yeah, they shoot a little higher at 100, maybe 2. But then when you get out to further range, it sort of kind of gets back into that battle sight territory. So that's a cool setup. I like how compact the optic is. The optic obviously is holding a wonderful 0. No problems there. I was talking to Dimitri, one of the reticle designers over there at PA. I mean, he's a great dude, and they do extensive testing of a lot of their products and stuff. And he said that they've got one of these MD-25s that they've put probably like some 20 to 25,000 rounds through on an AR or whatever, having it set up, and held 0 and worked and did a really great job for the whole time. So I'm real excited to see how this optic holds up. Although I know how well Dimitri tests their stuff over there, and I know Mike at Mr. Guns and Gear has shot these optics quite a lot, and he's one of the guys that turned me on to this optic. I just thought I would show it off that you don't have to spend a lot of money to get a capable piece of glass on a rifle. You know, 169 bucks, you would think that you're not going to get a great piece of glass, but really what it comes down to is the technology that they put into the optics, the engineering that goes behind the optics, and especially when you get into some of the primary arms that have the ACSS reticles in them and things like that, you're certainly going to get into a position where really the math in the reticle is the really, really important part. You zero the optic, put it on your gun, leave it alone, and that math is going to track tried and true with those optics. And we found across a wide variety of different ACSS reticles for primary arms that the math on them is legit and they hold up really well. So I had no complaints with the red dots, and I knew that going into this that we would have a great time with this particular red dot. So don't be afraid to look at some of the budget optics. Primary Arms is definitely a great group of people to look into if you're looking to get into a budget optic. So guys, thanks so much for watching today's video. And I will say on a side note, that 545 out of this Sega purrs like a kitten. It is absolutely no recoil. It's like shooting a 22. It's just such a gentle shooting cartridge. And man, when you hear those impacts on the plate down there, that 545 is smacking the crap out of that plate. So I like this cartridge. I wish that 7.6 ammo was a little bit easier to get, but overall, yeah, I'm digging the 545. Really cool pairing with this optic and this rifle. Guys, thanks so much for watching today's video. We appreciate the support. Those of you who support us on Patreon, thank you so very much for being a Patreon supporter. It means so much to me and my family and to Chad and all of us here. Those of you who purchase t-shirts over on Ballistic Ink, thank you so much for supporting the channel. There's some great t-shirt designs over there. Pick up a shirt if you wish to support the channel. That's one way you can do so. Also, we've got some great man cans for sale over on the website. Check them out. It's a great box of cool gear that we hand select. We know you guys are going to love it. Go over there and pick up a man can, and that's one way you can help support the channel as well. Thanks so much, guys. We'll see you next time. Many more videos on the way.